Good morning and welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I'm Becca Keenel. I'm the treasurer of the Save Ackworth History Foundation. And this is our 8th business plaque we're going to be mounting on the wall on the fence in downtown Ackworth. So we're real excited about that. We've got 5 or 6 more in progress. So we're going to have several more of these dedications in the months to come. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our group. Our motto is preserving the past, looking to our future. We're doing this by collecting pictures and artifacts related to Ackworth. We've also compiled over 80 professionally produced videos, interviews of long-term Ackworth residents that have been performed by our good friend Dr. Tom Scott of KSU. We also have a fundraiser every year, and we've been able to award over $10,000 in scholarships to college students who are planning to study history. And after you leave here today, I'm going to invite you to go next door to the caboose, which is now open, and we installed a plaque outside the caboose. We also just recently installed a video display inside the caboose that tells the story of the Dixie Highway. Also, go across the street to the front of Lacey's parking lot and check out the monument to the Ackworth Hotel that we installed last year. We have a lot more planned for this year, and you can get more information on any of this on our website, saveackworthhistory.org. I'll also ask you to check out our YouTube channel, which is Save Ackworth History, and you can find out a lot more information there. I also like to invite you to join our group and become a member, and that way you'll have access to our newsletter, which is going to come out every other month. And much of what we've accomplished is only possible because of the help and support from the city of Ackworth. And they've been a great help to us over the years. So I'd like to introduce the leader of our fine city, Mayor Tommy Alligan.
Well, thank you, Becca. We love to celebrate, and we take every opportunity, Betsy, to come together as a community to celebrate. And that's what we're doing here this morning. We're celebrating. I want to take the opportunity as we begin this celebration today of the Keenel family, because that's what we're going to do. I'd like for every member of the Save Ackworth History Foundation to raise your hand. Keep your hands up. The city is so proud of each one of you and for your contributions that you've made to our great quality of life. And want to thank you for this great idea of memorializing our founding businesses as we today, once again, memorialize and recognize a founding business, the Keenel Unique Knitting Mill in our city. So thank you to all of the Save Ackworth History Foundation members for your financial contributions and for your contributions of volunteerism into our city. So we're just excited to be here with you to celebrate this morning. And at this point, I'm going to ask Rick Keenel to come forward, please.
Good morning, sir. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Welcome to everybody. I'm so glad everybody y'all have shown up. It's a lot of gratitude comes from us, and those that didn't are maybe up to 2 or 3 generations of people from above looking down at this ceremony. So we're glad of that. Just a quick recap. Unique started here in 1926 time frame. Originally, my grandfather came down, and there was the potential for this to happen in Noonan, Georgia. And he had gone down there and was on his way back, and someone had recommended that he come to Ackworth and talk to the people here. And fortunately, I'm glad that he located in Ackworth. There is, with the history that Ackworth has, with Unique and a lot of other businesses, and just the community in itself, people. So that was great. So Unique was here until 1982, a little over 50 years and so forth. consisted of basically 5 major departments there. They had the knitting department, seaming and looping. Of course, we had some visitors here from kids that were associated with that, my family was, and the dye house. I'm sure my brother will talk more about that. Boarding room, finishing room. It was you know, happy as I was to be working, you know, for a family business and so forth. And I did learn a lot from my family there. Probably earned more from the workers there, and not just on particular assignments or whatever, but at least just how to conduct yourself and build a work ethic. That was one of the main things that I got from working there, and it served me well the rest of my career over there at Unique and after my jobs after that. So that was great. Let's see, they were just like I said, salt of the earth people, and we had certain after work we would get together on occasion. We had a ladies softball team, the Unique Sockets, that played down not Coast and Clark, but Kenworth Park after it was built. Played a lot of adult softball, a lot of my co-workers there, and it was just very, very meaningful. Trying to think any, I wish, you know, certainly that if this had happened a little bit earlier. We lost a valued employee not quite a year ago, Mr. Jill Smith, who was our maintenance superintendent. Not our main, he was our maintenance superintendent, and he could tell you anything and everything about building. We had a number of great employees, similar to Bill. And that's about all that I have. It's just, you know, I could probably go on for another hour, but we need to keep the ball rolling once it's inside. So, at any rate, I guess Bobby, you want to come up and say a few words?
First of all, I'm blessed and honored to see everybody here. And I tell you what, I was so grateful to grow up in the town of Ackworth back in the 50s and 60s. I'm just so blessed. And we're blessed to have the employees. We had a unique knitting company, but one of the things, a couple of names I want to mention here that I worked with, and they gave me a work ethic. But Miss Ines Carpenter, she was in charge of the finishing room. Weldon Newsom, he was in charge of the dye house. And Bill Nelson, let me tell you a little bit about Bill Nelson. He was in charge of the dye house, and then he left, and my father came to me and says, would you like to work in the dye house? I said, I'll do whatever you need me to do. And the dye house is not an easy job. But Mr. Bill Nelson, he was one of these individuals, he would explain something to you, and he crossed all the T's and dotted the I's, and he said, this is, we do it, and this is why we do it this way. And when you're weighing dye, and you're getting ready to dye 200 dozen socks, if you make a mistake, it costs you money. We dealt with J.C. Penney and Sears and Walmart, and if your color was a little bit off, you were in big trouble. But Bill Nelson, I will never forget that. He said, we do it this way, this is why we do it. And I just am so blessed to have him train me on that. I'm going to tell you a little story about when I first went to work at Unique Knitting Company, and it was the summer of '64. And I was getting ready to turn 16 years old. My dad called me and said, I need to talk to you. He says, what are you going to do this summer? Oh, I'm going to hang out back at the beach with the rest of the guys and everything like that. And this was back when Coach Albert Matthews was football coach at North Cobb. He was in charge in front of the beach. He said, no, you're not. He says, you're going to go work with Mr. Cliff Smith, the Unique Knitting Company, and Cliff was in the receiving department. And you're going to go work with Mr. Cliff Smith, and I'll tell you what, Mr. Smith is another one who saw, we do it this way, this is why. But when Dad told me this, I was going to work 40 hours a week, my paycheck was going to be $1.25 an hour, $1.25 times 40, $50. And this was when I was 16 years old, and one of the things I told my dad, I'd like to buy a motor scooter. He says, well, work at the mill, make this money, you can do that. So when I got my first paycheck, in my mind I'm thinking, 40 times $1.25 is $50. Well, I got my first paycheck and it was like $43 and change. And I said, these folks have made a mistake. So I walked back up to the office. The lady's name was Mary Prather. She was in charge of that. And I said, y'all made a mistake. I said, I'm supposed to get $50. And the ladies kind of looked at each other and smiled and said, we got to take out money for Social Security and taxes. And I said, well, that's not fair. They said, welcome to the real world. Well, I am blessed to have y'all here. Y'all have a blessed week. God bless you.
You want to mention the whistle.
Oh, one of the things, and I forgot to do this. This was the mill whistle. It goes back a couple of years ago.
A couple centuries.
Ago. Good gracious. Unreal.
Donated back to the city with Mr. Durham, the city engineer.
That whistle actually came off of my grandfather's cotton gin, which was in front of Marshfield Church.
Good gracious.
Big ship in Savannah originally.
That is unreal. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Go forward.
Just pull it down. Pull it down. There you go. All righty, I think that concludes our program. Thank you so much for coming.
Becca, I just wanted to say something. I just heard so many interesting stories that people had about their families working with Unique. It's really, really touching.
It was a family business. All the employees were like family.
Families.
I treated them more as family than fellow employees, but it was just, it helped me grow up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank y'all again for coming.